Hey everybody, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, I got some mail. Christmas has extended into January. We are getting into January, the days are getting longer, spring is just around the corner, right? Well, we can hope anyway. I got some things in the mail I thought we'd open up live on camera. Well, to be recorded, so you can see later. Now, I was tipped off by one of these gifts that I was going to get something in the mail. And so if this is what it is, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and open up the priority mail package here, all the way, I think from the Chicago area, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And here we have a little note inside here, a little packaging slip. Okay, all right, what is it? Look at that. That is fantastic. Long needle nose clippers here from Ironwood Tool Company. This is from our buddy Tom over at Grow and Clip for Bonsai for Seniors. So go check out Tom's channel, and he really loved these long needle nose. Now that was kind of a surprise because this is the one he told me about too, right here. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you've seen him on Nigel Saunders' Bonsai Zone. It is the Professional Series Ratchet Pruner. See, that one I can pronounce. Thank you, Tom. Oh my gosh, my heart's like skipping a beat here. This is super exciting. Oh, that is awesome, Tom. So very kind of you. A pair of my own Ironwood Tools Ratchet Pruners. Oh my gosh. How do we use this? Oh, look at that. Super sharp. And then they have the little ratchets in here. Now I have a great big lopper that has ratchet on there, and it's so good for the bigger branches. You have so much power and control. So I am, of course, super excited to put this to use on some really 1-inch plus branches, and closing and closing and closing even further. Oh, isn't that awesome? This is great. And look at that. Something to clean it up, get a little oil on there. Ooh, I'll have to figure out how to use all these things. Boy, yeah, we're gonna keep this one clean. That's one thing I forgot to mention in my recent videos when I was working on the Premnas, when we're dealing with that fungus issue or that mildew, that powdery stuff. We gotta always make sure that we're cleaning and disinfecting our tools afterwards so we don't spread that to our other trees. Really crucially important, and I forgot to mention that. So make sure that you're cleaning your tools. So yeah, I can't wait to use this. I'm not gonna use it today on the trees today, but boy, Tom, thank you so much. Again, Tom from Grow and Clip, Bonsai for Seniors. We're gonna take really good care of these pruners. I love it. That is awesome. And then the second one, these long needle nose ones, let's take a peek at this one now. This is really nice. So, look at how nice and skinny that is, huh? Look at that. Nice and skinny at the tip, a needle nose. Get in there for those little in-between branches and those really, so it's not overly thick, so you can just get in there real quick there and chop that up. Wow, does that feel nice too. Ironwood Tools. And I believe they come with basically a lifelong, warranty if you purchase them in the States. And Tom got them in the States, and I'm in the States, and so here we go. Wow, thank you, Tom. The long needle nose clippers. Fantastic. Some wonderful tools to add to my collection. That is, as I said, super, super exciting. We'll put those to the side. I don't think we'll need that heavy duty of a clipper anytime in the near future. But, let me get this away here. Put this little, all right, there we go. Oh, fell out. Let's get that back in there. Come on now. Well, there we go. There we go. It's got to be in that little groove. Nice. Okay, one down. And then all of a sudden, from out of the blue, unexpected, this super thin package. I don't think it's a tool. It's certainly not a bonsai pot. And Lord knows it is not a tree. So we're going to open up this mystery package from Jay, from Blue Jay Bonsai. And what did he do? Oh, look at here, everybody. It is the Toronto Bonsai Society 2023 calendar. Oh, that is fabulous. Hey, let's take a peek at this, shall we? Yeah. If you don't have one of these, let's see what we got here. Oh, there's a special notice on this one. Ha! This doesn't go to everybody right here, does it? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my good friends Dave and Toby. I have to share this. Well, of course, I rightfully should. Toby went on that trip with me and helped me so much. I definitely have to share the calendar with Toby. Blue Jay Bonsai. Awesome. Hey, Dave and Toby, I'm looking forward to another year of awesome bonsai. Nigel from the Bonsai Zone. Well, goodness gracious, it's from the two of them. Well, thank you, Nigel, and thank you, Jay. Fabulous. Now let's get back to a couple of the pictures here. Oh my gosh, look at that accent plant. Fantastic. Whew, January. We got the creeping juniper, the blue rug juniper. Wow. Look at that one, huh? Can we see that? February, look at that. Eastern white cedar. Nice. Yeah, the thuja. With the dead wood on that. Beautiful pot. Harder to see that one. It's kind of dark like the background. Beautiful tree there. Scots pine. Oh, look at the pads on that Scots pine. That's beautiful. Got the picture here. The full picture, close-up of these pads. Really trimmed up nice on the underneath to really make those pads stand out. How about April? A snow rose. The Sarissa. Yeah, I've had one Sarissa in my bonsai career. And looked very similar to this with the white flowers. Very nice. Look at all the roots exposed there, huh? Root over rock. Very nice there. This is a Chinese wisteria for May, my birthday month. I'll be happy on this month to look at this picture. Look at that wisteria. Look at that weeping. Look at these leaves just weeping down, the beautiful violet flowers. Ooh, I love that blue pot. Isn't that fantastic? And then we go to June. Oh yeah, the North American larch, a good old tamarack. Beautiful. In July, hey, look at this tree. I wonder who that belongs to. Nigel Saunders has a tree in the Toronto Bonsai Society's 23 calendar. There's the zebra, a little side plant right there. I love that accent right in the pot. That's lovely. And there's the Sarissa. Unbelievable. The snow rose Sarissa. Oh, North American larch. Here's another large tamarack, a nice slanted style tamarack. Look at that one. Pretty nice. Crabapple. Got some yellows in there, the red berries, the red crab apples. Ooh, and then we have a trident maple in color. We got some oranges and some rushed colors in there, yellows and greens, and wow, nice. The big picture on the top really shows you the shape of that. Look at that. Wow, look at this movement on this one, huh? Another eastern white cedar. That thuja is beautiful. It's in kind of that crescent pot there. And it's coming out here with beautiful, beautiful texture in that deadwood. Look at that texture in there. Beautiful. It is the crabapple, Mary Potter. Look at that. All that's left with all the berries on there. One leaf right up here. Look at that. Beautiful crabapple tree. Beautiful reds in there. How fantastic is that? That is very, very wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoyed the showing of the 2023 Toronto Bonsai Society's calendar for 2023. What do we think, all? You put that one right about here. Put it in the plant room on display for everybody. I think we might have to do that. Let's get that up before the end of the show. All right, we'll have to get ourselves a hammer and a nail. Well, I can't thank everybody enough. Wow, holy cow, I am humbled. This is what a sweet gesture. Tom for the ratchet pruners, Nigel from the Bonsai Zone, and of course Jay from Blue Jay's Bonsai. Fantastic. Nothing like getting gifts. Yeah. I would be happy with a card. Yeah, just a note to say hello. That was fantastic. Absolutely. So we are going to work on a tree today, and I have one update today. So short and sweet. I'll move this calendar so I don't get it dirty, and then we'll show you what we're going to do next. The fun continues on one of my Melon Seed Ficus trees. So this is one of my favorite trees to bring to the workshops with the Minnesota Bonsai Society because this tree started out as a cutting about this thick right here. So take a look at that part of the tree right there. That cutting. It was a cutting about that big, and now look at the trunk on this one about 3 years later. I'll have to double check the dates. 3 to 4 years later, this bottom chunk here is bigger than my thumb. It's a good 1 inch plus diameter. Now, you have to go back and look at the playlist for this one. I can connect some videos here up in the corner for you, like the most recent or the first one even. But there's a playlist on this because this has been around for a little while and it's a free tree. So I paid nothing for this tree. I was at a workshop and I was volunteering at the workshop and I was collecting some cuttings from the tropical trees, and that year it was not willow leaf but Melon Seed Ficus, and I put some cuttings into some soil, and here we are 3-4 years later or so. Now as we look back at the playlist for these, this was a 5 multi-trunk tree. I had a whole bunch of trunks on this one, and this one came off last year. Big cut here. This was a big dead branch. Something, just this branch died off. We lost that big one there. And back over here, we lost this one over here. So that was 2 of the 3 that fell off. And the other one, I can honestly say I don't even know where that third one was, because it's either been grown over, which it has maybe, unless it was back here. There's a little bit of a scar there. So it had a little bump on the road, but it's still going strong. So the question for this tree is, what am I going to do with it? It looks a little weird. I've got this growth over here. I've got this growth over here. It looks kind of like an alien tree of some sort. But it started to grow really, really well in the plant room again this year. And so I just wanted to maybe clean it up just a little bit and continue to promote the thickening of these bottom branches. So we're going to let it grow all next year. And I want to just kind of see where it sits right now and what I might do with it. I might not do a whole lot, but I wanted to take a peek at it and spin it around a couple of times, cut off some of the dead stubs, and go from there. My original thought when I looked at this today before filming is that, you know, this is getting pretty thick. It splits into 2 nicely up here, or has some good movement. It's got some movement down here by the base just subtly. Kind of goes over like this and then like this and splits into 2, and then this one splits into 2 back here. I mean, look at that split down low. We've got a little bit of a dieback right here, but it splits right here. So the nice thing about the Melon Seed Ficus is you cut this thing and it's really good responder to clip and grow, because you're going to clip it and then it's going to grow a new branch, and then it's going to just wiggle and move. And this tree, I don't think, since I lost those branches, I think way back I wired it a little bit to spread things out, and then I haven't wired it since. So really wire on it 1 season is all. Because clip and grow is really all it's needed, and I really like that approach for most of my trees. So what do? Do we keep that 1 branch right there? So there's the put your hand over everything trick. And yeah, this is straight up now, so we'd have to plant it maybe at an angle. And would this trunk thicken up to match down here, because this is super wide and it gets really narrow. But talk about your taper, right? We've got good taper from here, thick to thin to super thin. 3 tapers right there. We've got this little tree. It looks like a tree. But that would mean cutting this great big section off, and I probably would keep this as a cutting because it's pretty thick. But we've got this super big scar over here. We got a scar over here, and if I cut this branch off, that's 3 major scars on the trunk of this tree, and that's kind of a bummer. So do I cut it off now or do I wait? Now, if I cut it off now, it'll heal up over time, of course, and it'll be quicker to heal than if I wait another year or 2, make it even thicker down here, and cut it. Now, the other option, of course, is to cut this tall tree off right here, and then it kind of comes up a little bit and moves over here, and this becomes the leader of the tree. All this movement here, and again, you could change the angle a little bit, And if you can imagine me cutting this thing off right here and getting a nice good cut, we'd have a big flat looking scar. It's at the top of the tree. Boy, what should I do? This will take some sorting out. The cleaning up of the tree, well, like branches up here, is pretty easy. It splits off into two here, it splits into two here, but there's a third one right here. So there's kind of 3 branches right here. Do we see that? Actually, one divides so quickly into 2, there's 4 here. There they are, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this one right here grows inside, and it's actually a part of this branch right there. These 2 are together with a split just above the other split. So they can throw out new growth almost anywhere, which makes it a really, really nice plant. So again, I really like the Melon Seed Ficus trees, for certain. So we can cut these down and decide which direction this is going to go to if we keep that as the main leader. And this over here, again, a lot of division. This is actually a nice little tree right here. This part right here has, again, four sections right there, all close together. Eventually that would grow up and probably become some kind of a bulge. We'd have to be careful. So we just have to cut 1 or 2 of them off. But what will this tree look like if we go ahead and cut off? I think if I cut the top one off, I think it's too drastic of a big chunk knob and then boom, it goes over that way and goes up there. I don't know. Is that too aggressive? If I cut this one off, with this starting to heal right here and this healing in the back, I kind of like this subtle little bit of movement here with this rough bark. Little bit of stuff here, then it comes up here and comes back this way like I said, and then it does some of its splitting. And we do have this new nice little branch in here growing, right in here, to make more separation in a lower primary branch. Is that a little bug right down there? Oh, I lost it. I don't know if that was a bug or not. Maybe not, maybe not. So, let's shorten some of these branches up. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip it down here. Clip it down there. We'll leave 4 or 5, maybe 6 branches. Or leaves rather. I think this one has to come down to here. We'll cut this off shorter there. Come down to 4 to 6 there. We're going to cut all the way down to there. Down to there. So, as you can see, I'm not like taking an enormous amount of time really hand-picking branches yet. I'm just making them all shorter and more compact. And then we'll see which ones we're going to keep, and we might cut off some in the future here in a moment. So cut there, cut there, we'll cut it there, there. Again, going down to 4, 5, maybe 6 leaves. I'm not directional pruning these yet because that'll come last after I decide which way this tree is going to go. So right there, I just shortened the tree by a couple of inches. This will promote a lot more ramification, of course, and then maybe later on this summer, we can decide which branches we want to keep for the long run. There's a dead little stump right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one right there. We don't need that dead one anymore. Any more dead ones? Sure. So right where this splits back in here, there's some death right there. See it right in the middle there? Let's go ahead and get that gone right there. So we'll bring in our tool right here. Ooh, could this be a good candidate for the needle nose one because it's so skinny? Let's give it a try. Here we go, Tom. Nope, I'm knocking off some leaves because I'm so excited. Let's see if I can get it right here. Here we go. Oh, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. Woo! I like that. Now, I am going to use the knob cutter to make that a little bit more seamless. I don't know if I can get the knob cutter even in there any further. There I could. There we go. Yeah. That'll hide that scar better. Look at that right there. Yeah, that worked really, really nice. Okay, so now look at that fun movement on that branch right there, which is why I kind of want to keep this one. Look at that fun movement. So if you can see right here, it kind of goes a little bit towards my right, and then it comes back this way, and then look at this branch right here, swoops up and goes this way. That's fun. That's a fun little branch right there. We have another dead stump in here, like right in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. All right. Okay, so we're more compact. We cut all the dead spots off. What do? Now, I can just let it grow in here for the rest of winter, and then in the spring, summer, it's just gonna go exploding, right? Or do I make a big drastic cut and then put this cutting into another little pot and see how it grows? And even if this grew bigger and I cut this way back to slow it down, this as a primary branch is in a little bit of an odd spot. It's very low on the tree. For a shohin size tree it might work, but it's really low on the tree, so it doesn't really quite work there. Oh, what to do, everybody? What do we think? What do we think? Now, if I were to keep this bottom branch for a long time, these two kind of cross over each other in a really funky way. So what I would do right now is I would come in here and just cut this one off right there. So there we have, the quagmire. What do we do with this tree? Part of me is a little bit hesitant to cut this big one off. Do I make a big cut? Those 3 scars down at the bottom. Do I just go for it? So let me give you a spin around. It's not your typical clump style. I leave all this right here then alone and let it just shoot on up. Continued health to grow and heal this, And from the one side here, you wouldn't see very many of these scars. It would be pretty hidden until they can do some more growing over. Yeah, having the 2 on there just doesn't make sense. And even if this is a primary branch, I think we have to go ahead and bite the bullet. Are we ready? Here we go, everybody. Big cut. Whew, just like that. Look at that. We get some roots out of that and make that into a new bonsai. What do we think? We've got to clean it up a little bit more so it's going to heal really nice. So now we have our little stump of a tree. And if we plant it at a slight angle like this, we've got just a little subtle movement this way and that way. I'm going to put some cut paste on there. See if I want to go any deeper on that cut. So I'll be very curious in the comments what everybody's thinking right now as you were watching this. Don't do it. Don't cut it. It could be cool this way. It could be cool that way. That's the trouble with having you out there, and this is pre-recorded, right? We'll have to do some live streams down the road. There we have the cut paste on this new bump of a tree. We got it angled to the left. I'm not going to repot it tonight. We've got it growing really well in the plant room. We did a major cut to it today, so we will repot this in the spring and check it out, or in the summertime rather, after it has a chance to shoot out. So this will hopefully just keep puffing on out after we cut it back a little bit. All this growth on this one branch will be the new main trunk. It'll heal up all of this down here, and hopefully with some grow and chop and grow and chop, this will thicken up to match down here. It'll all even out sometime. If you look right now, there's even just a little bit of a flare right here. It's going to hopefully look really, really nice down the road. So there is Melon Seed Ficus. The update for today is the Molina, also known as the parrot's beak. So, a few weeks back, we went ahead and we did some major guy wiring to this tree. We brought this branch here down. We brought this branch down a little bit. This is a super thick branch compared to this one, but we still tried to bring it down. Now, we had one branch die off. This one was growing really nice up and long, but then it did have a little bit of a dieback. But back here, if I pull this leaf out, there's a new bud right here anyway that's going to grow up and do some stuff. Hopefully it'll come back to life. So the only thing I'm going to do on this tree is, like you'll see, look at these monster leaves right here. I don't want that monster leaf on. Look at this monster leaf right here. Let's get rid of that one. This is a monster leaf with two little itty bitty ones growing right below it. So some really big leaves in there. It's looking really good. Got some nice growth up here. You see this 3 inches of growth, 3 inches of growth. We got some growth here. It seems to be liking everything and doing really, really well. Got some new buds. New buds back here by all our work. We got some buds in the front, buds on the tips, of course. There's buds back in here, little tiny bud right here. Here's a new shoot from below the cut points right there. There's a new shoot. Now that's a split in the tree, but that could be a fine branch. It's above the crack. If it's a small one, who knows? It might not work. Here's another new one right here. This is new since our work right there, and it's growing on the outside of this curve. That could come back here and fill up the tree on this side a little bit. This could fill it up over here. We could have a nice full tree down the road. And if you look really carefully, even right down here below the scissors, right here, there's another bud right there, and there's another bud right down there below my scissors. Bud there and there. So it's back budding. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, and we're just going to keep it on the shelf and make sure that it continues to do some good growing here. Some of these big leaves, like I say, come on in and cut a couple of the monster leaves off, but we're just going to let this thing continue to do its growing, and I can't wait to see how much this blooms out here for the rest of the winter, and then of course next year when we bring it back outside. So there's the update for today. It is the Molina, really seeming to be really enjoying life right now, so it makes me super, super happy after these great big chop, bend, and a little bit of wire on here. I'm really happy at the progress of the tree. This one's getting pretty thick here. We won't cut these now for another few weeks. I'm gonna let these go probably through January. Maybe in February we'll give it another haircut. That one was a little scary for me, cutting up that Melon Seed Ficus. We took a big chunk off of that one. It was fun to use the new tools from Tom. Thanks again to Tom. Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Thank you, Tom. Ratchet pruners. These are from Ironwood Tools, so check out Ironwood Tools if you'd like to get some of those. And this is a hammer, and this is a nail. So let us put up the other gift that came in the mail the same day is the new calendar. So we got the Toronto Bonsai Society calendar, and we're going to put that right next to my grandfather. The Creeping Juniper, the blue rug. Let's put this up right here. All right. Let's go right about there. And there we have the Toronto Bonsai Society's calendar with a beautiful blue rug. I don't know if the lights are shining too bright on that for you all, but there we have it. We have a calendar hung. We have our tools ready for the next one. That was fantastic. Thank you again, Nigel. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Tom. And thank every one of you for watching the channel. I do appreciate it. Hey, take care of you and take care of your bonsai, and we'll catch you very soon on the next one.